Are you gay? Do you know someone who's gay? If you answered yes to either question, hi, I'm Parker, and this is Parker's Pointless Podcast, where every week I talk about some pointless thought that was floating around in my little noggin. These topics will range from pop culture to film and television to politics and to things happening in my own personal life, all of which I am not qualified to speak on, but because I am gay and delusional, I find the confidence and conviction within me to speak as if I am a professional. On today's episode, we will be talking about all of our favorite topic, straight men. So let's cut to the chase and let's get straight to it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Parker's Pointless Podcast. OMG, you guys. Hello, it's me. Duh, you already been new. It's me, Parker. I'm back here with you all today. So sorry about last week, you guys. I just needed a little break. My brain was a little mashed potato vibe. It was a little, head empty, no thoughts. So I missed an episode last week. First episode I've missed, but I have given you guys 22 weeks of consistent content. So please give me a break, I beg. But don't worry, I'm back today for another brand new episode. And don't worry, I will have a brand new episode next week as well. So you guys do not need to fret. There will be consistent content for you once again. But it was Pride last weekend, you guys. I, was partying, having a good time, being gay. And if you expected me to give you content the day after Pride, it's kind of homophobic. So I was just busy, okay? Okay, so all that to say, I'm here again with you guys. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy that you're watching or listening, however you consume this podcast. I'm so happy that you're here. Today, you guys, we are talking about a topic that I feel like I always talk about, but we're really dedicating a full episode to it today. We are talking about straight men, girly pops. Yes, ma'am, we all know them. We all love them, I guess, in air quotes, and we all deal with them on a regular basis. So I wanted to talk about them with you all today. I can promise you guys that there will probably be a part 2, maybe even a part 3, 4, 5, who knows, to this episode because I was writing things out. And as you all know, you all submitted a lot of things to the questions I put on my Instagram, and you guys were popping off. So clearly this is a topic we all want to discuss, and I love talking about it, like truly at great lengths. So we will be revisiting this topic in the future. Just be aware. I've already contacted Miss Amani. I want Amani to be on this with me, and I want her to, we'll do an episode together. So just know that you can expect some more of this content in the future. But before we get into that topic today, of course, we have to do Parker's Poppin' Hot Take, because literally, duh. So my hot take of the week is this. So this is pertaining our topic that we're talking about today of straight men. Duh. This is kind of graphic. So if you're sensitive, why are you listening to this podcast? Because I feel like I'm pretty explicit every single week. I literally click explicit on this podcast when I post it because I'm not trying to get flagged, okay? So this is explicit. Anyways, my hot take of the week is this. I will not trust a straight man who has literally never had anything put in his ass, because you're telling me I have to listen to you when you've not had that happen to you. It's giving fake, it's giving fraud, and it's giving phony, because straight men need to understand that, first of all, it's pleasurable. You have a literal G-spot in your booty hole, baby. That's literally why male on male intercourse is pleasurable for the person who's getting penetrated, because there is a pleasure point in there. And I just think that, when that spot gets hit as a straight man, all of a sudden your brain, it's like your brain cracks open and the whole universe enters your brain. And you all of a sudden see the world in different colors. It's as if you unlocked the key to the world, right? So I don't trust straight men that haven't been pegged, okay? And it doesn't make you first of all, it doesn't make you gay. Second of all, being gay is not a problem. Third of all, you expect women to be able to just take it anytime, any day. So you need to flip the coin and you need to do it yourself. I promise you, it'll be a pleasurable experience. It will also break your brain open and make you a normal fucking person. So that's my hot take of the week. Don't trust men that have not been pegged, okay? Because they are not to be trusted. So if you guys have any hot takes, please let me know. If this hot take was too hot for you, honey, there are too many cooks in the kitchen. Get your ass out. Okay. I'm the cook in the kitchen. I'm the chef. Okay. No sous chef allowed. Anyways, that's my hot take of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all on that. But you guys, let's before we get into the discussions, what we're talking about, all that, I have a story time for you because this is really, really what put this topic into my brain. So I've been in my rollerblading bag lately. It's summertime. I actually meant to talk about this on the last episode, but I literally kind of forgot because I sit in front of the camera and all of a sudden my brain like it gets unscrewed from my skull and like takes 3 steps away. So I just forgot to talk about it. But I've been in my rollerblading bag because it's summer, it's beautiful weather, it's gorgeous out, beach vibes, slay. So I've been rollerblading. When I go rollerblading, you guys, I wear a very strong choice of an outfit. It's also, I was inspired by the Barbie movie. I'm going to reference the Barbie movie a couple times in this episode. Let me remind you guys, I stand behind WGA and SAG. We all been new. So I'm not going to talk about it at great lengths. Just, I'll hint at it. So I saw the Barbie movie. They're rollerblading in that movie. It kind of put that idea back into my brain. I have rollerblades in my parents' house. I finally took them back to Long Beach with me, and I've been rollerblading. So my outfit that I wear when I rollerblade is I wear high white socks with my rollerblades, tiny, tiny, tiny. Like, I mean like short, you guys. Little purple short shorts that are like athletic shorts. I wear my waist trainer because obviously I'm trying to be snickety snatched. And, so like, and no shirt. Like, I'm shirtless with a baseball cap on with sunglasses. Okay. So I'm like kind of giving like I'm in disguise while simultaneously giving like cunty slay and gay. So if you can imagine me just, roller skating and rollerblading down the sidewalks of Long Beach, I am very aware that it is giving homosexual, okay? Especially with my waist being like, and my hips being like, vroom. It's giving like hourglass. It's giving sexy. It's giving girly pop. So it's kind of iconic and also just humorous. Like, I think it's hilarious. So all that to say, I have been rollerblading like miles and miles and miles, you guys. Like, my rollerblade route is usually about 15 miles, which kind of sounds crazy, but it's actually like I'm rollerblading for like 2 hours. Okay. This is what inspired this episode. I will be rollerblading down the boardwalk. And obviously people stare. Obviously I get it. I understand why they're looking. I'm cute. I'm hot. I'm wearing kind of an insane outfit. I understand there's justification for looking at me. But there's a difference between looking at someone and staring at someone. So I'm going to look into this camera right here. If you're watching the visuals, I'm going to show you the difference between the two. Okay? Take one, me looking, okay? Or this, I'll give you an alternative one too. And then this is staring, okay? This is for all of you guys at home watching on the visuals. That's staring. Can you tell the difference? It's pretty fucking obvious. But me rollerblading down the sidewalk, you guys, I will have men cracking their necks, snapping their heads off, literally like turning full body in their car, on the sidewalk, on like in the store. Like, literally, it is crazy. I mean, do women stare too? Yes, but the like levels are completely different. And I think it's because I'm wearing sunglasses too. You can't see my eyes, but I see you looking at me. Like, I see you. You're not being slick and you're not getting away with something with like the way in which you're staring. And also I can sense the energy. I can feel what is going on here. And it's just hilarious. Like, the girly pops like will look at me and be like, "Oh, work." Like, I could tell. But the way that these men look at me, it's as if I am a piece of meat and I am at the market. And they look me up and down and they're giving me a full ass, they're taking it all in, which, I'm not mad about. I'm out in public. I'm a cute, hot, young little girl. Okay, that sounds weird. I'm a cute, hot, young little piece of ass. And I get it. I get why you're looking. I totally see it. And I totally appreciate it. Take it all in, honey. But I want you to know, I am onto you, bitch. I am so fucking onto you. It is not even funny. You're not getting away with something. Girl, Like, that's all I'm going to say. So the rollerblading element of it all has really just made me so much more aware of something that I've been aware of. So that just idea of straight men just really, truly reinserted itself into my brain because of that experience. And yeah. It's really honestly the waist trainer. Like, I could be shirtless and not wearing a waist trainer and people will like not pay any attention to me. But like, I've seen it while I'm walking. I've seen it while I'm rollerblading. It's crazy. It's because, I'm cinched in and like looking skinty that people are like, huh? So that's the story, you guys. It's really, truly crazy. And it's maybe because I'm in my delusional era and I'm just kind of like, interpreting people looking at me as if they want to have sex with me. Maybe that's fully in my own head. More than likely, now that I'm saying it out loud, it probably is. But like, I can tell you guys, I can just tell, being out of the closet and just like experiencing men in the way that, not fully, but like partially in the way that women experience men, and like objectification by men, and just like, the sexualization that you just experience by being a person that exists in their eye, like the male gaze. It's just kind of crazy, you guys. It's really crazy. So I kind of get it. Obviously, it's a little different. I benefit from the privileges of like appearing to be male, but to each their own. But it's fucking wild out here. Not to mention, you guys, I have had experiences with men who claim to be straight. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into much detail, but I will tell you, as a person that has dibbly dabbled with straight men in that context, I see it and I know exactly what it looks like. But yeah, all of this, you guys, to prove my point that I've literally been saying, I feel like probably on every single episode. Straight men, gay, honey. It's giving gay. It's been giving gay. We all know. So this also reminds me of another story. I'm just going to quickly tangent really fast. I was literally at a show with my family last night. I was wearing a cute little outfit. My trousers I've worn on the podcast before. Very form-fitting and like very much giving like va-va-voom and very much shaping my hips and ass nicely, okay? I was walking through the theater and I walked past this man who was with his wife, which, mind you, this is not the first time this has happened. I've clocked this many times. This man was with his wife. He looked me up and down and then directly in my eyes and then kept walking. I was like, oh my God. And I could tell there's, that horny look behind his eyes. Like, I'm not dumb. So I just felt the need to add that story because this has just been a compiled experience I've been having for the last several years. Anyways, let's get into talking about straight men, you guys, because I'm just dying to talk about it. So let's talk about I'm going to answer your guys' questions. We're going to talk about your guys' submissions, and we're just going to chitty chat, because that's what we do here on the podcast. So the first question I actually put out on my Instagram was, what is your guys' favorite straight man trait that you just experience on a regular basis? Let me pull up your guys' submissions and we'll get into it. So first question, name your favorite straight man trait. I put for mine, not flushing the toilet. If there's something straight men will do, it's not flush the toilet. I've unfortunately, having been in the men's restroom many times in my life, can tell you that the toilet, I will say about 75% of the time is not flushed, which is sick. Like, it's literally so disgusting, which, when it's mostly when it's like, number one, not number two, which it doesn't matter. Whatever ends up in the toilet, it needs to go down the drain. Even if it's a urinal. You guys, urinals have a handle to flush for a reason, because otherwise it'll just sit there and it'll smell so rancid and disgusting. Flush it. Like, literally click the flush button. It's disgusting. So straight men, my favorite straight man trait is simply not flushing the toilet. And yeah, also, you guys, being in the restroom, like, as myself, like, is such a weird experience. Like, it feels so uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable, but like, I always have like a weird dysphoric feeling of being in the men's room, because I'm always like hyper aware of how I present myself and who I am. And I'm like, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to be any type of way. And especially recently with like current events with, the way like queerness has been weaponized, or not weaponized, but criminalized. And like the way bathrooms have like taken a whole new shape and form of like queer people are coming after you in the bathroom, so you have to be aware of, because they're coming for you. They're going to XYZ, whatever, do something horrible to you in the restroom. So now I'm hyper vigilant of how I present in a restroom, because I don't want people to think that I'm trying to do something that I'm not, and then like enact some type of violence against me in the restroom. So I always just get super paranoid in the restroom, and it's just a whole fun experience. That was kind of a tangent, but I just felt the need to include it because I wrote it in my notes. So I want to just include that because I wrote it down when I wrote out this episode. But yeah, so men's restrooms, you guys, are pretty nasty and sick and disgusting. And I've always been so jealous of the girls' restrooms, because girls always tell me that the women's restroom is so fun. And like the women's restroom at a club apparently is the most fun place on the planet, because the girlies are all just in there chit-chatting, complimenting each other's outfits, nails, makeup, like being cute, girly girl vibes. And that's where I belong. Like, I want to be in the women's restroom so bad. And I've literally considered going in the women's restroom so many times in my life just for the gag. Because I'm like, that feels like so much more fun. It feels so much more comfortable. But I also am like, I don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable with me being in their restroom. And, you know, it's uncomfortable on both sides. So I just kind of am always like, well, damn, girl. I guess I'll just use the men's room. So a little fun tangent that I just felt the need to include. My other favorite straight man quality is the way that they flirt with gay men. This, obviously, you guys, let me just clarify on this whole episode. Everything that I'm saying obviously is subjective and it doesn't apply to every single person. Let's be clear. Obviously, we knew that. We Ben knew that. I feel like most of the people listening know that, but I just wanted to insert that clarification just so that there's no confusion here, okay? I know that this doesn't apply to everyone, and I'm not generalizing, but I am. So just read between the lines, girl. It spells itself out. Okay. The way that straight men flirt with gay men is actually pretty fucking crazy. And I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if it's the confidence that I have, because I'm a pretty confident person in the way I present myself and who I am. And I have a very strong knowledge of who I am. And I'm not afraid to be who I am. So it might be that element. It might be the femness of me, because I have a very strong connection with my inner femininity. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I am always the person that these straight men will attach themselves to, and will like very overtly like flirt with me. But then at the same time, in my brain, I'm like, am I making this up? Am I crazy? Because, you know, like, obviously I'm delusional. We all know that. Like, I'm crazy out of my mind. And I always think everyone's trying to make out with me because I'm just a psychopath and I have a lot of Leo in my birth chart. So like, I just think I am the main character. So I just inherently think that. But then at the same time, I'm like, am I making this up? 1, 2, are these men actually doing this to me? 3, like, is this real life, or is this like, are they trying to experiment with their sexuality? Is this misogyny? Is this like, is this homophobia? What is this experience that I'm having? So that's why I always, if I'm with someone, I'm like, are they flirt? I will literally ask them, I'm like, is that real? Or am I making this up? Because I fully always dead ass think I'm gaslighting myself into thinking that this is real. And I'll say probably about 75% of the time it's real, and 25% I'm making it up. But straight men, you guys, I literally get flirted with by them. Not regularly. That's kind of crazy. But like very often, in a way that I'm like, what is going on here, girl? Like, this is a case for the fucking FBI, because this is out of control. And it's always at work. Like in my workplaces, these like straight men will like very much attach themselves to me and make a little puppy dog and follow me around. Which I'm like, I mean, I appreciate the attention. I appreciate the adoration. I appreciate the love. But like, girl, let's be for fucking real for 5 seconds and find the elephant in the room and acknowledge it and move on, so that we can all just like catch a fucking breath, girl. Like, goddamn. But I know that this is also not a unique experience that I've had on my own. I know so many gay men who have had this exact same experience. So this is shared by so many of my friends. So this is for y'all. They do it on the regular, and the submissions I'll get to, you guys, people said that. So, let's find, the last one I wrote, you guys, for my favorite straight man trait is the Mojo Dojo Casa House. This is a reference to the Barbie movie. I'm not going to go into much detail, as I said, but in the Barbie movie, the Kens all create this Mojo Dojo Casa House, and it's just kind of bananas, you guys. It's very much giving men at the gym. The men at the gym, you guys, this is why I don't go to the gym that often, because I hate the gym. And it's just kind of gutted and rotted. And it's like a straight man's paradise with especially the weightlifting section of the gym. It's literally Spooky Town 5000. It's giving not like the free weight section is giving Not Scary Farm. The free weight section is giving Halloween Horror Nights because it is so spooky over there. I feel so intimidated going over there because I'm like, first of all, why are you all looking at me? Why are you all staring? Why are you all looking me up and down? Like, first of all, mind your own business, lift your own weights, and also focus on your own form because you girlies doing your squats, you're gonna throw your back out in about 2 years. So, and you're gonna have like disc issues and you're gonna like have herniated discs and all those problems. So focus on your damn self and pay less attention to me. And also, let's like allow more space for other people to be here because y'all are all only using these like portions of the gym. Go to the fucking treadmill. Use a stair stepper, please. Make room for other people. But yeah, you guys, my favorite straight man trait is the men at the gym because it is just kooky. And I said it on this podcast before, gay. Men at the gym are gay. Like the way they look at each other, it's like looking up and down, girl. It's cuckoo banana crazy. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to read your guys' submissions because you guys had a lot to say and let's just talk about it, okay? So your favorite straight man trait are straight men who do crosswords. Some of you guys actually gave me like funny answers and some of you gave me like sincere, sentimental answers. So we're going to talk about both. Someone said, I actually love when they do fantasy leagues. It's so wholesome. And I so wholeheartedly agree because it's giving like fantasy. It's giving like men doing like activities that they just love. And you know what? I want to support men who do things that they love and just fulfill them because you all deserve to do that. Just like, don't be weird about it, okay? Another person said, being unironically dumb. Girl, yeah. The way that so many men are just so stupid, but like unironically, where I'm like, it's funny to be dumb and it's funny to be silly and it's funny to be goofy, but like there has to be an element of self-awareness because otherwise, you're kind of giving stupid. And if you're not aware that you're being stupid, it's like, it's giving crickets, you know? I don't know. I don't know what to say, you guys. My brain is kind of like feeling like mashed potatoes. And someone else said, thinking they can accomplish anything when in fact that they can't. And actually, this was was submitted by multiple people multiple times in multiple different ways. This is so crazy because this is so true. Like, it's the delusion of it all. And also, I'm not going to say actually it's just straight men because I think this delusion also is very much a gay men thing too, where it's like, I fully feel this fantasy. I will be like, oh, I can construct this full thing on my own without ever having any formal education on it because I just believe that I can. And honestly, I wish we could all have that much confidence. I think everyone deserves to have that much confidence, that much self-assuredness that you can do it because you can, because you will. Because period. And honestly, I mean, that's how straight men operate because they've never had any sort of like, I mean, obviously, like this more applies to like white cis straight men where like they've never had any sort of complication because the world was designed for them. So they've never had to question themselves and their own abilities because it's just set out right in front of them, girl. So also this whole episode is inspired by the Barbie movie. So go see the Barbie movie because you'll know what I'm talking about when you see that movie, if you haven't already. This is another one that's really funny. When we Ben knew, but saying we when talking about sports teams. This is so funny. I actually talked about this with Princess like many episodes ago, but this is something that just occurs so regularly that is just so funny to me. Because people are like, we took a real big L last weekend at the game or whatever you want, whatever sport it is. And it's like, what do you mean we? Like you being a fan of a team or a whatever does not make you a part of them. So why are you saying we? It's like, I would never say that about anything. unless I'm a part of it myself. Because it's like, oh, I'm trying to think of a super, like something that I can compare it to. And the only thing I can think of is like Drag Race. But when I refer to like a group of people or a person or whatever, I just refer to them by name or by group name. I don't refer to them as a we because I'm not associated. So why straight men do that? I will honestly never know. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But all the girlies, you can relate to this. I don't spend a lot of, I want it to be clear, I don't spend a lot of my free time with large groups of straight men because I value myself and my time. So I don't choose to give it to those people. But I know a lot of the girlies out there, a lot of the girlies with boyfriends and boyfriends who have male friends, you you unfortunately or fortunately, whatever the case may be, you spend a lot of time with these crowds. So you can relate to this. So you are stronger than our troops, honestly. Um People, I'm trying to get like choose the juicy ones because there are so many. Someone said none. Favorite straight man trait? None. Honestly, girl, go off because I couldn't agree more. Um Someone said gets mani petties. Let me tell you guys, it does not make you gay. It does not make you feminine. It does not make you girly. It does not make you any type of anything to go get your nails done because it is just cleanliness. It's just hygiene. Like getting your cuticles taken care of, getting your nails trimmed, getting your nails filed, getting your nails polished. It just makes you look more put together and more professional. So you don't have to and you don't have to have girly pop nails like me. You do not have to get like a cute little manicure. You do not have to get like colorful polish. You can just get a clear coat. It'll just make you look so much more put together. It'll up the hygiene. It honestly, straight men out there who, if you're listening to this podcast, it will make women so much more attracted to you because it'll just showcase that you value yourself and your hygiene. And if you're trying to bag a girly pop, if you're trying to bag a baddie, doing this will only be a confidence booster to you. And also, it'll bag more girls for you. Promise. So that's that question. Let's talk about the next one because I put out 3 questions out there for you guys. The next question was, if you could teach straight men anything, what would it be? And I put for myself, explore yourself. Give yourself the freedom to understand who you are in all facets of your identity. Explore your gender, explore your gender presentation, your gender identity. What feels good to you? What makes you feel beautiful? What makes you feel confident? What makes you feel yourself? Literally explore all aspects and all components of your identity and really feel confident in who you are. Because I've said this to my friends before. It's like, and similar to the hot take I had today, but a little bit more watered down. It's like kiss a boy. Like literally for the love of God, just do it to just know what it's like. Because you never know until you try. Like I've kissed girls, I've kissed boys, I've kissed everything in between. Because obviously I'm like, I don't know until I try. And obviously when you feel it, you feel it. And when you know it, you know it. So like really allow yourself the opportunity to live in the gray area so that you can really figure out what is black and what is white, right? So if I'm going to give y'all any advice, it's explore yourselves and the full potential of who you can be. Because I promise you guys, there's so much to be explored. And this is kind of tied to that, but this is actually kind of controversial. I got into a fight with one of my friends, bestie of the pod, who will be on in the future. I'm not going to name names, but I know you're listening to this. Her ex-boyfriend, literally icky ex-boyfriend. I got in a fight with him about this because, I just was triggering him, I guess. But this is about men's mental health. So first and foremost, before we talk about that, mental health is very serious. I want everyone to have the opportunity to see a therapist, to talk about their experiences, their life, their trauma, whatever the case may be. Talk to a therapist. I promise you, regardless of if you think you have problems or if you do or if you don't have problems, it will be of such great benefit to you. And you will, like, literally, your life will be changed. I promise you. I've talked about this before. My stance is still firm in this belief. go to a therapist, right? So men's mental health is serious. There is a large, portion of our society of men who do not feel the ability to be vulnerable. They do not feel the ability to be connected with their emotional body. They don't feel that they can show emotion because it makes them look weak, which is a result of the patriarchy, which is the system in place that oppresses women and all marginalized people, but it realistically oppresses everyone, right? It is a system created by men for men, but it's had its reverse Uno effect on men where it's now caused them the being emotional is a feminine thing. Being emotional is a womanly thing. So if you as a man express emotion, you're weak. And weakness is bad. Weakness is not looked good upon because men have to be strong, right? Like that's the society we exist in. Most of you already know that, but had to give a little clarification. There is the stigma that exists that men can't be emotional. And with that attached to it, men don't seek therapy as often because it's viewed as weakness, which, I very much believe is not. I know that it's not. And everyone should know that it isn't. Weakness is not also weak. Being weak is not a bad thing, right? Like we're not all strong all the time because that's just impossible and impractical. So with that being said, statistically speaking, men have a higher suicide rate because of their lack of ability to connect with their emotional body. And like not connecting to your emotional self causes a lot of pent up anger and frustration and anxiety in your body that then manifests itself into your relationships, into your life, into your own life, into your personal life, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical body. Like that lack of openness really, really harms you. And so that has contributed to men's mental health being worse than others and leading to the suicide rates, blah, blah, blah. I kind of feel like I'm being redundant. But all that being said, men on the internet love to complain about this statistic. They love to constantly talk in circles about this. Men can't talk about mental health. Men can't be emotional. Men can't be this. Men can't be that, which is so bizarre to me because regardless of the truth of the matter, which I'm not trying to, take away from, men talking in circles about this when they are the main benefactors of the system that they have created that is causing them this problem. It's like, diva, I need you to pause what you're saying about all these complaints because you have all the ability to go to a therapist. Unless, of course, you don't have access. That's a different story. But you have the ability to change your life. You have access to change your life. You have no one standing in your way. You are not oppressed by anyone. You are not marginalized. So realistically, the only person standing in your own way is you. So literally shut the fuck up about all this complaining that you can't do anything about it because you literally can and you literally have no one stopping you. The only person stopping you is you. So stop burdening other people with this complaint of I can't do anything about it because bitch, I personally do not care because I've done the work myself. I have gone out of my way to do what I can. And there are factors standing in the way for me, as like a queer person, like who has been through a lot, like there are factors in the way. This, works for women. This works for people of color, like people of different religious backgrounds. Like all of us have been marginalized in one way or another. And you being the literal top of the pyramid have nothing in front of you. So literally stop complaining about men's mental health and just go see a therapist, bitch. Like literally it's that simple and shut the fuck up. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I had that whole conversation with this ex of my friend and he was pissed, you guys. He was like, this is why men can't talk about it because you're trying to silence us. And I was like, bitch, when was I silencing you? If anything, I'm just trying to make you aware that y'all are complaining in circles and you're only affecting yourselves. Like literally, y'all can do something about it, but you're choosing not to. You're just choosing to complain to all the rest of us when none of us care. So do something about it. And he was pressed, girl. So to the girly pop that's listening to this, that you know who you are, period. Glad you dumped him. He was a flop. Anyways, um, yeah. So I think that's what I wrote down for all the things that I would love to teach straight men. Also, explore your butthole. Talked about that one earlier. Literally, like I said, it'll crack your brain open and the whole world will be revealed in front of you. So that's what I would love to teach straight men. But let's get into your guys' submissions because y'all had a lot to say. And I was literally cackling out loud reading what some of y'all said. So first and foremost, to not assume that you command a room. Period. Literally, period. Like, there's a room full of people. You are just one person in a room full of 20. Why would you assume that you are the most important person in the room, right? Like I have said before, you're not the main character. You're a piece of the ensemble. We're all valuable. We're all important. We all have important opinions. You can contribute, but you are not the only contributor. So you do not command a room. You do not own the room. You are a part of the room. So listen and speak when it's appropriate, okay? Listen more, speak less. That's number one. How to wipe your ass. If I could go on and on and on, the amount of you that wrote things about just ass in general it was kind of fucking crazy. But literally, please learn how to wipe. You wipe from front to back, right? If you have wipes, great. Don't flush wipes down the toilet, even if they're marketed as like dissolvable or whatever the word is. What is it? Biodegradable. Like, do you know they make wipes that you can flush down the toilet? You can't flush them down the toilet, by the way. Like, that's just a marketing thing. That there's actually no science that backs up that they actually dissolve or are good in waste treatment facilities. They actually cause a lot of problems. So stop flushing wipes on the toilet and put them in the trash where they belong. Okay. And also, don't use wipes. Obviously use toilet paper, but don't use those wipes. Get a bidet. It's literally so much more hygienic. It works a lot better and it's a lot less wasteful. Anyways, y'all need to learn how to wipe your asses, like literally, please, for the love of God. And also, someone also said this, let me read exactly what they said because I want to get every word right. Men need to learn to wash their ass, spread them cheeks, and use some fucking soap, doll. Wash your ass, you guys. It kind of makes my brain feel like banana pudding, thinking about the fact that people don't do this, but there are people that don't do this. And for all the girlies that have sex with straight men, and for myself who has had sex with straight men, I can speak on it. Stink central, honey. I want you all, go buy a loofah, go buy a washcloth, literally anything that has texture to it. And I want you to scrub that ass, okay? Inside the cheeks. Like, obviously do this last so that you can wash your whole body and hit that station last so that you can, wash it off and be hygienic, wash those things so, you're not spreading any sort of fungus or whatever or bacteria. But literally hit it up with some soap, girl. Like, literally, please, like, open those cheeks up and wipe it down because, like, please. It's so sick that I have to talk about this, but anyways. Someone else said how to put on deodorant. You guys, we all know how I feel about deodorant. I've talked about it a lot. There's deodorant and there's antiperspirant. Deodorant, it doesn't stop you from sweating. Antiperspirant, obviously antiperspirant. It prevents you from perspiring. So it tends to be a little bit more longer wear. It tends to be a little bit more if you're doing things that are more active, if you're going to be around other people, antiperspirant. If you're going to be at home, just chilling, doing nothing, vibing, hanging out, you're doing low frequency activities, pop on some deodorant because, you don't want to clog up your armpit pores with antiperspirant every single day if you don't need to, but you need to always have something on because I'm so sick and tired of you bitches stinking, okay? But straight men especially. And also, let's expand our fragrance collection besides just like stiff smelling manly smells. Like, there are so many fragrances that are not extreme floral that smell really good that are not extremely masculine. Like, there's so many ways to expand how you smell that just make you smell good that are not always super, super feminine. So if you're a man out there and try like bergamot, try lavender, try like some type of scent that isn't super musky because please, like, I just want to feel something else. Someone said, if you could teach straight men anything, what would you teach them? Female anatomy. I am not a female. I'm not biologically female, nor do I identify as a woman in this. I don't know. I don't have female anatomy, right? So I can't necessarily say I've experienced this myself, but I know so many straight women that literally talk on end about how men literally cannot identify like what a vagina is. I'm like, first of all, the vagina is not the whole thing. You know that, right? Like, vagina is just a part of it. Also, y'all know where the clitoris is. Y'all know what a clitoral hood is. Y'all know what the labia majora, minora, vulva, like, you know, all of these different things. Like, literally, this is just health class 101. Like, we all took it in high school, so you should know. But especially if you're like literally having sex with women, you should like understand their anatomy because it's kind of like what you're doing as an adult having these types of relationships. Like, come on, girl. Like, come the fuck on. Like, please. Like, literally, please. Anyways, how to dress. Why are you wearing those Uggo outfits? Girl, some straight men really have a great sense of style and some men really don't. So, girly pops out there, go on TikTok. Look at what's fashionable. Like, let's not wear ugly, chunky clothing. Like, wear things that fit. Go to the tailor. Buy things. Shop in the women's section. Literally, like, try on everything. Try on different sizes. Like, see what fits your body because things that fit you look better. And also expand the color palette, girl, because just black, white, and gray and tan is not cutting it, honey. Blue, like, love blue, but like, let's expand. Like, let's try on new clothes, new color options, new things, new this, new that. Okay. Someone said if they could teach gay men anything, what would they teach them? The gay agenda. Couldn't agree more. That's all I'm going to say. How to be excited about something without saying, let's go. I have said this before. Straight men literally love saying, let's go. And I'm like, bitch, let's go where? To the mall? Let's go to the store? Let's go where? Because I'm confused. Also, why? Like, why let's go? Why not like work? Why not? I mean, I guess like linguistically, let's go is the equivalent to like slay or cunt or boots. So I guess like maybe it's a language barrier kind of situation, but like enough of let's go. Like let's expand and, you know, learn something new. But straight men love saying let's go. Now that I've put it all into your brains, you'll start hearing it. But straight men will be like at the bar, like someone will shoot a basket or make a goal or touchdown or whatever. And they'll be like, oh, let's go. And I'm like, what do you mean? Let us go. I'm like, kind of like, let me go. Literally, let me go. I'm trying not to be here anymore. But like, let's go. Like, I don't get it. Stop. Enough. So now that I've put that all into your mind's eye, you're going to hear it from now on and you're going to probably make a little giggle because it is kind of funny. Someone said, teach them that they aren't the center of the universe and the rest of us aren't just extras. That was actually my mom. Period, mom. That's so true, bestie. To use SPF on their leathery ass faces. Girl, I've talked about SPF extensively on this platform, and I will not stop today. Use some SPF 30 at the minimum. Lather that up, reapply throughout the day. It'll protect your skin. It'll prevent you from getting wrinkly, and it'll prevent you from getting like sunspots and sun damage, okay? Because the sun damages your skin. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist, but I know that for a fact. Wear some sunscreen, bitches. It's literally not that hard. And someone said to shut the fuck up. Actually, a lot of you said that. LOL. But the final one I'm going to say is this. If you could teach straight men anything, what would you teach them? That jackhammer sex is wanted by no one. So let me give you a demonstration of what that would look like, okay? And you can also hear it on the microphone, so trigger warning, it might be loud, okay? This is what jackhammer sex is. Slapping, just penetration without ceasing. That is not pleasurable for literally anyone, female, male, in between. It's not the tea, honey. So let's, expand our sexual vocabulary. Let's go a little bit slower. Let's remember that the person on the other end, literally taking you inside of their body, is also an alive, breathing human being that like has feelings and has muscles down there and nerves that like don't enjoy just being slammed into like a power tool, right? So like, let's be sensitive. Let's connect with their body. You remember that we're having adult relationship with this person, with another living, breathing human. So let's remember that when we're doing the nasty, okay? Let's take it slow. Let's remember there's other parts of the anatomy that also feel pleasure that aren't just being inside their hole, okay? Like, especially if you're having sex with a man, girl, it does not feel good. If anything, it hurts. So, and I know that it's the same for women. Slow it down, girl. Slow it down and like liven it up a little, you know? So that's what you all have decided you would want to teach straight men. But the final question I asked you guys is this. What, things that straight men do that should put them behind bars? So I wrote down, straight men should belong behind bars if we're wearing jeans and sandals. Girl, I have never seen a gay person wear jeans. Actually, that's a lie, I have. And it really broke my heart. But jeans and flip-flops, you guys, enough. I know it's summer, so you think that you have to wear flip-flops, but you literally don't. You literally don't have to do that. And also, if you're wearing jeans, it's clearly not hot outside because you're wearing pants. So wear shoes. I'm not trying to see your scraggly ass toes. Unless you have a really cute, cunty little pedicure, I'm not trying to see those. So literally put the dogs away, bitch. Frat houses. First of all, there's no reason why all these men should be living together in a space when they have the option to not, right? It's just kind of giving creepy. It's kind of giving weird. It's giving disgusting. It's giving icky. I think they're just nasty. Saying you wish you were gay. I have heard straight men say this before, and it further proves my hypothesis of all straight men are gay. Or not all straight men, but, sexuality is a spectrum. We all kind of fall somewhere along the gradient. Some people fall more towards this side. Some people fall more towards this side. Some people fall more towards the middle or anywhere in between, right? That's called the Kinsey. Ooh, girl, my sociology knowledge is fleeting. But it's a Kinsey scale. We all fall somewhere on it, right? Great. So with that being said, the men who make it their personality be like, oh, I'm straight, are the people who I usually am talking about when I say straight men. Because I'm like, why are you being so vocal about it? Clearly this seems to be coming from a lack of comfort and, confidence. So there are straight men who will say to me, oh man, I wish I was gay. You guys just it's always tied to sex too, because straight men think that being gay is all about having gay sex. Kinsey scale. Okay, not Keynesian. Kinsey scale is what it's called. Thank you, Soloman. So we all fall somewhere along the Kinsey scale, which y'all can do your own research on that. It's a whole deep dive that y'all can take, okay? And it'll expand your minds. Anyways, there are so many straight men who will be like, oh man, I wish I was gay. Oh man, it would just be so much easier if I was gay. I could just be hooking up with all my bros. And I was like, clearly something's going on up in that little peanut, honey. That little marble of yours that you call a brain is really rolling around up there because you're thinking a lot about gay people. You're thinking a lot about being gay, and you're just kind of projecting it onto me when I also didn't ask. And this is not something that has happened to me one time. This has happened many times. And I'm like, girl, I think you're kind of onto something. And I think it's kind of that you're gay. So rather than saying you wish you were gay, how about you start saying, I think I am? Because girly pop, I think you kind of might be, considering the fact that you're wishing this upon yourself. But go off, to each their own. So that's what I think that straight men say that should put them in jail. But let's get what you guys have to say, okay? Things that straight men do that should put them behind bars. Podcasts. Girl, period. Like, what do you have to say on a platform so fervently? I guess I'm sitting here doing the same thing, but I'm not straight, I'm gay, obvious. So I have the right to say things because I have so much to say. But like, really, if you're a straight man sitting there on a podcast for an hour running your gums, unless you're talking about like a subject that you're qualified in talking about because you're a professional and you're educated, girl, what do I have to listen to you for? Especially when they're talking about like straight men podcasts that talk about women when no women are there. I'm like, I'm confused. Like, what are you talking about? So that's one thing. Things that straight men do that should put them behind bars: spit in public, disgusting, not washing their ass, period. multiple of you said breathe, which I literally giggled at. Actually saying they like beer. When Bestie of the pod, Yasmin, is on the podcast, her hot take was that people pretend that they like beer. No one actually likes beer. Couldn't agree more. There are some beers, actually, let me correct myself, but they're actually, I guess they are beer, but they're like ales. Like flavored beers, I think can be good, but they have to be like really flavored. Because when they like Coors Light, Bud Light, like, are you fucking kidding me? That shit tastes like piss. Like, ugh. Like you're pretending. Like you're pretending that you like that because you want to be viewed as masculine. Like literally, shut the fuck up. Ugh. Wearing open-toed shoes. I don't want to see your hairy feet, straight boy. Girl, like I said with the flip-flops with jeans, like I said, put those dogs away. Put them back in the pound, baby. I ain't trying to see them here at this nice ass restaurant, Maestro's. Why are you wearing open-toed shoes at Maestro's, bitch? Put that shit away. Wearing the sunglasses on the back of their head like a backwards hat. That is so specific and so funny because literally, yeah. Like it's giving Angel Stadium. It's giving Orange County. It's giving Huntington Beach. Where I'm like, it's also usually like people that don't have a lot of hair that do this because for the girlies that have hair, you like will put your sunglasses up because it holds your hair back. Also gives your hair some shape. It gives your hair some nice look. So you put your glasses up here. But the people that put them on the back, like a backwards hat, it's like, what are you doing that for? Are you trying to look at me with the eyes on the back of your head? Like, what is going on here? It's just weird. So cut that shit out. Go to jail. Make their cars run louder on purpose. Girl, I couldn't agree more. That shit is so annoying. And it is so just like literally keep that to yourself. Like, what are you being so loud for? Especially driving down the street. Like, there are so many other things you could be doing with your time. But having your car be loud, like, it's literally shut the fuck up. Like, it should literally be illegal for so many reasons. Anyways, wallet chains. Yeah. I'm like, get a bag. Like literally get a purse. Like if you're so concerned about your wallet going somewhere, put it in a bag. Get a crossbody bag. Get a little dainty purse. Get a big purse. Who cares? But a wallet chain? Girl, what year is this? Thinking that all the armrests on the plane are for them. Literally, yeah. Like literally keep your elbows in on an airplane. Like you have your designated little arm thing, but like don't be a hog. Like, don't hog it all, girl. But men tend to do that kind of thing, especially when they're around women. Anyways, saying they could fly a plane with no preparation if ever asked to. I've never experienced this myself. I guess some of y'all have. But I think the larger context of this, of like straight men thinking that they can do anything, is kind of crazy. Because it's like, it's that same like what I talked about earlier, the confidence, which honestly we all should tap into. We should all kind of steal it from them because like we all should have that type of confidence. But flying an airplane without any sort of preparation, that's a little bit crazy because girl, I ain't trying to die, Wearing any sort of suede or velvet loafer as formal wear. My friend submitted this and I was laughing so hard because it is so true. Stop wearing suede, velvet, whatever loafers. Like, stop. First of all, they're ugly. I'm going to be really honest. They're fucking ugly. And like, unless you're literally at like an inside, like wedding, even if it's a wedding, like it's still ugly. Like loafers, like I guess I can see them being cute, but like I think leather loafers are so much cuter. Like leather platform loafers, those are kind of cunty, but it's because A, they're leather, and B, they're platform. But suede and velvet, like girl, what are you doing all that for? Especially like those Gucci ones that like have no back. I'm like, it's just uggo. Like it's so uggo, and it's just like a straight man thing in the office. It's like it's giving a summer internship. It's giving, oh, I gotta impress my male coworkers. It's like, girl, you could impress your coworkers with like a dazzling personality. You don't have to wear these $200 pairs of shoes that are also ugly. Like, let's calm down now, shall we? Let's see if I missed anything. But yeah, that one really took me out. Oh, things that straight men do that should put them in jail. The amount of powdered protein they consume in a day. Girl, first of all, powdered protein is great if you're in a pinch and you just want to like add protein as after a workout. I totally get it. Personally, I have never found a protein powder that does not make my internal organs feel like the Wrigley Bros circus. Like it has never. Oh wait, is that a circus? Wrigley Bros. Bur- mm, I've never had protein.
Brothers.
Ringling Brothers. Yeah, honestly, Wrigley, LOL. I've never had a protein powder that does not make my insides feel like the Ringling Brothers circus. It's giving doo 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 doo. Never in my life have I had a protein powder that doesn't make me feel that way. It makes me feel gassy. It gives me the runs, girl. It ain't for me. And also, I just prefer to eat protein like with like either plant-based or like meat-based protein. I'd rather just eat a meal that has protein rather than like have a smoothie that has whey powder. Like, girl, it's fine, in moderation, as is everything, but like let's be for fucking real and let's like eat some other sources of protein besides just the powder, honey, because it ain't the tea. And also, y'all might have the runs, and I know from clearly all the submissions about the way you wipe your asses, you're not taking care of business downstairs. So let's limit our protein powders so that we can have a little bit less accidents now, shall we? So that's what all of y'all have submitted to me. Thank you guys all for your submissions. I truly was overwhelmed with all of them. It was so lovely. I live to see it. But I'm going to end the episode on this. This is my little advice for all the straight men out there who are listening, because I know I have a few of you. But I'm going to make this a little clip on TikTok so that all you straight men can really absorb this knowledge. If you're a straight man who is trying to have successful relationships with women, what you need to do is to respect women in all forms of who they are. What you also need to do is listen to women and appreciate women and appreciate what women like. Because especially like this really came into my mind with the Eras tour, with like all these boyfriends tagging along with their girlfriends because they're like, oh, well, my girlfriend's dragging me to this Taylor Swift concert, where I'm like, first of all, this is a sold out concert that you are getting the privilege to go to. Stop saying that you're being dragged along. You are being given the opportunity to see this incredible female performer who is a record breaking female performer perform. This is an opportunity for you. And your girlfriend, your wife, your fiance, your whoever, clearly really is attached to this artist. So rather than judge her for being attached or liking this artist or like have some sort of judgment or like feel like you're being dragged along, why not invest your time and energy into also liking them? Because clearly your spouse, your partner likes them. So you should try to like them too. Because if you're trying to have successful relationships with women, that's going to involve you liking the things that they like. Because that will also create a bond between the two of you. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but if you love women, you need to actually love women and all of who they are, because that's what's involved with being straight. And lots of y'all love to just, have women as arm candy and treat them like they're objects. So that's why all of y'all who treat women like that are actually gay, because clearly you value the opinions and the thoughts and the feelings of men more than you value the feelings of women. And honey, you're telling on yourself. What's it called? You're calling the calls coming from inside the house, girl. So that's my advice for all you straighties out there. Value women, value what they have to say, value what they feel, and value what they like. Because if you want a successful relationship with them, you're going to have to, get on board with them. So that's my advice to you all out there. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. There will absolutely be more episodes about this in the future because, girl, I talked about it for a whole last hour and I have more to say. So I'll have a guest next time we do this topic because it just is so much fun to volley. Probably one of the girly pops, and I can't wait to see you all there. But that is the end of this episode. We covered quite a bit. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for your submissions. I can't wait to talk about this again with you guys. And that's that on that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Have a great August Can't remember the date. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. I will see you guys all in the next episode where we have a whole brand new discussion. I can't wait to see you all there. I will see you guys all in the next one. Stay safe and stay slay, okay? I love you all to the moon and back. See you guys all next time. Bye-bye. Oh, whoa. Bye-bye. Thanks again for listening to this week's episode of Parker's Pointless Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a review. Share this with a friend, or both. Can't wait to chat with you all again next week. This is your host, the daintiest doll in town, Parker, signing off. Bye.